Hey, hello there everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing today? Believe we are doing wonderfully well. In today's video, I'm doing something quite unique. I'll be teaching or I'll be explaining to you land investments in Nigeria in 10 minutes. In recent time, I've realized that most people want to invest, but they don't actually understand the investment. And the thing about investments, especially when it comes to land, because in this edition I'm talking about land. I'll be doing another edition talking about houses, but in this edition is just land strictly. Most people want to invest, but they don't understand what it means to invest in a land. And one thing they should realize is this: you don't need to be a real estate expert, or you don't actually need to do much for you to invest into land in Nigeria as at today. In this video, I'll be breaking everything you need to know down to you so that you can make an informed decision whenever, however, and whenever you want to invest into land in Nigeria of today. If this video is for you today, stay tuned as we dive into the video right about now. Welcome back to the video. In most cases, people invest in land because it's actually one of the easiest ways to dive into real estate, whereby land can make you serious wealth, but if you actually invest blindly as well, it could actually lead to loss of money or serious trouble as well. So in this video, I'll be diving into 5 things you need to walk through before you buy a land. The first one is why land. Now, the simple answer I tell people is this: why you should invest in land is because land will always be demanded for. Any day, anytime, anywhere. Land is always in demand. People need land to build houses, people need land to build schools, people need land to build hospitals, people need land for roads, people need land for different things. Land is always in demand. And why is it obvious? Because demand is always going to be there in as much as population goes up. In as much as people are dying every day, we're losing a lot of people every day, which is quite sad. Also know that the rate at which people are giving birth is not comparable to the rate at which people are dying. So, and also we should know also as well that the older population compared to the younger populations actually demand more use of land than the older population, because that is how it has always been. So land will always be in demand, and that's why you should invest in land. The other reason I tell people to invest in land is because that is the easiest way to pop into real estate. Most people don't have billions or millions of naira to dive into having houses, but with little capital or with little investment, you could actually start land ownership very easy. Now, the other thing also very important is location. Location can never be overemphasized. Location is everything. Think of it this way: an investor has one house in Lekki, and the same investor built the same house at Ekpe. In as much as you might have built the house for the same amount, which is very rare, note also that the value people will place on the houses will be different, despite it's going to be the same house. So location is everything, because the location drives the value of property either up or low. And that's why location is everything, because dependent on where you buy the land, location determines the valuation of the land. Location in terms of, is it accessible? Can I drive through? Is it facing the express? Are there infrastructure? Location plays a part in everything, and this can never be overemphasized, because I tell people a lot: if you get your location wrong, every other thing is just going to be a waste. So think of it this way: if you buy a land that does no road to the land, and I buy the land that is facing the express, me buying the land facing the express might be more expensive, but you buying the land off the road that is not facing the express, and you need to spend money for it to get to the land. Even if you end up doing the road to the property in the bush, by the time you calculate the valuation, it might also be the same cost. I actually got my own facing the express. So location can never be overemphasized. I say this a lot. The number 3 thing you need to look at is documentation. This is the baba of everything. If documentation is wrong, every other thing is wasted. Documentation cannot be overemphasized. I've seen people who will be like, oh, let me buy a land facing the express, but the land that I want to buy facing the express is actually not titled, but the land that is off the express is titled. So what happens in that regard? People will be like, oh, it's facing the express, don't worry, we'll perfect the title and things like that. But the one off the express might actually be a better one. So when it comes to documentation, forget about the aesthetics of the property. Focus on the future purpose, because the thing is this: you can buy the property for X amount today, But guess what? You can also live for it for 2 days and being demolished the next day. While the person who bought it the other point in the bush has the title documentation, and that person is good to go. So documentation can never be emphasized. Does the land come with a survey plan? Does it come with a deed of assignment? Does it come with a governor's consent? Is it free from all government encumbrances? When it comes to documentation, for me, we do not joke with documentation because it's the driver of everything. Documentation can also not be overemphasized. You need to pay attention to documentation, because also note that documentation can drive the value of a property. Because if a property has a C of O and also has a governor's consent, for instance, and let's say another property has a governor's consent, note that the way they value it will be quite different from each other. Apart from a land that is not having any title, is just a freehold, which means it's just a registered survey and a deed of assignment. So that will come with a different valuation. So documentation can also not be overemphasized as well. Number 4 thing when it comes to investment is this section. I will say this even is for most people staying in diaspora. So I will say this is a special section for people staying in diaspora. Now, why this section comes on board is because most people in diaspora think of land as, oh, I see it online, I have to travel to the country, go get the land, I have to come back and things like that. Oh, I have to do my research, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, the gap between naira and pounds, the gap between naira and dollar, all those things has always been there 10 years ago. It's been there 5 years ago. But the idea thing that I've seen happen is most people have invested even 10 years ago, 20 years ago from the diaspora. All they've simply had is a system, which I can call a process as well. So if you understand the system of investing from the diaspora, you are good to go. And in this video, I'll be explaining the system you could imbibe. I'm not saying you have to follow everything, but it's just a structure in which I've been able to unpick, speaking to a lot of people from the diaspora who have invested from the diaspora back in Nigeria, what they were able to put in place before they invested. So right about now, I'll be going through my tablet and I'll be explaining a system you could use. So this system is from the point of when you get the land you want to buy, you have to follow this procedure if you want to get things right. The first thing you need to do is to get an independent lawyer to go through the documentation of the land. So if the land comes with a contract of sale or a deed of assignment, they need to go through it for them to know that everything is fine. And this person must be independent as well. You shouldn't be the lawyer of the person you're buying from. The number 2 thing you need to get is an independent surveyor. The same thing as well, not the surveyor of the person you're buying from. Somebody quite independent. The person can actually go to the site to pick the coordinates of the property. The next thing is the site visitation. Now, this works in different scenarios. You could actually have a virtual inspection. You could actually have a physical inspection whereby you send somebody you trust there. You could also have a physical inspection if you feel you want to travel, which is optional as well. So you need to inspect the property as well. Very, very important. Then the other one also, which will be done during when your lawyers do their verification, is they need to verify if the title is the title. So if they've said that title document of the property is a C of O, is it actually a C of O? You need to confirm it. Is it a governor's consent? You need to confirm that as well. Also, you need to verify the developer's track record. This cannot be emphasized because there are some developers out there, they are just daylight thieves, really. They don't have ambition, they just have big money, and all they just do is go buy land and start selling. And if you ask them what's the plan for development, they have no idea of what they are doing. So you need to understand the track record of the developer, quite important. And also another thing you need to do is you need to, once you confirmed all these things, the next thing you need to do is you need to have a company's bank accounts where payments will be made to, so that you can always trace payment for future reference. And last but not the least, also after buying, you need to get a clear documentation as well. So that's the procedure you could go through, and with this procedure you should be fine. You should be fine. Now, upon me coming up with this process or the system for you to buy the land, now let's test it together by this framework. So step 1, number 1 thing is, where exactly is this land? Like I said, I call this a land test. The first thing we spoke about was the location. Where is it located? So let's say this property is located at Ido-Ibadan. The first thing you're meant to do is go online and even understand what is happening in Ido-Ibadan. What's Ido like? Which are people in the community? What are the prices in the market in terms of lands and stuff like that? So number 1 thing you're meant to do. Number two thing you're meant to do is accessibility, and this can be figured out in two ways. Either from the marketing video you're giving or from the inspection, you'll be able to figure out how accessible is it enough. Now, note that this might fall in two scenarios. It could be accessible ASAP, or it has the potentiality of being accessible. So you need to pay attention to this as well, because there are some lands that is just a walking trail right now, but you know that you're buying the land for land banking, so it's not totally accessible because they've not expanded the road right now. And that's why I said there are scenarios to it as well. The other thing which you have to pay attention to is, does the land have necessary demand? So once again, before I continue, this is a land test. L is for location, A is for what? A is for access. Now N is for the necessary demand. So you need to pay attention to, is there a necessary demand there? Is there demand there? Because if a place has demand, it means appreciation looks most likely. But if the place doesn't have demand, then there's no much appreciation that will happen. And how do you know? You could also play social media detective to do this as well, because it's something I do a lot. So what you do is, let's say Ido Ibadan is the location, you go on Nigerian property, land for sale at Ido Ibadan. You go for, let's say, GG, land for sale at Ibadan. You go on your TikTok, Instagram, land for sale at Ibadan. Now, if you see that a lot of people are doing videos as regards that, let's say, as regards that location, a lot of videos are going on, and they are recent video. Number one thing to pay attention to. Great. Then also, what you now go and do is you compare the recent video compared to the previous video. So let's say you go, when you go search for Instagram, for instance, you check a video of, let's say, July, and also you go far back of checking a video of, let's say, January, and look at the price variance. And also another thing you now do is that check the comments of people there to see if people are actually making inquiries. So that will give you a direction that there's a demand also in those areas. Because one thing about developers is that they move to areas that they can make profits. It's business. So also you should be able to see the traces as well. The last thing, which is D, is documentation. Does the land have the necessary documentation? So if you have a look at it and it has necessary documentation, it means the land test is perfect. So if any land does not pass these four things, which is L, A, N, D, please do not buy. Please do not buy. On this note, we've come to the end of this video. I believe you enjoyed what we discussed about today, which is the land test for you to buy land. And with this, I've been able to explain to you how you could understand land investment in Nigeria in 15 minutes. Without much ado, I hope to see you in the next video. And so watch out for the next video, which I'll be dropping soon, which will be Nigerian house investment in 2026, which I'll be explaining the necessary things we need to know as well. Till we meet again, kindly do like, share, and comment on our video. So we meet again. Take care.